Today we are going to talk about why the concept of perfectionism is a fucking trap. For those of you who are new, let me take a moment to introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Heather Vickery. I am a loudmouth, curse loving, travel loving, book loving lesbian who also happens to be a transformation coach. So, what does that mean? It means that I help you go from where you are to where you want to be by learning to deeply and completely know, like, and trust yourself, by learning to prioritize your own well being and joy and lead from embodied joy. I do that through human design, NLP, subconscious reprogramming, wellness retreats all over the world. I have a community membership, private coaching, subliminal audios, all sorts of wonderful ways to help you show up for yourself because it matters. And I know that today's topic might ruffle some feathers, and that's okay. I'm here for it. If you're here and you're watching, will you say hi? Maybe tell me where you're tuning in from. I just got off a phone call with a friend, a dear old friend that I've known forever and ever and ever. And he said that he watches my show, and I didn't even know that he watched my show. So if you're here, I want you to say hi. Tell me you're here. Tell me where you're from. I'm so glad that you took the time out to join us today because this show, Live with Heather Vickery, is not about me. It's about you. It's about you making the time to prioritize yourself, to show up for yourself, to ask yourself some of those hard questions that we don't always necessarily want to wait for the answer for. But when we do, when we pause and we reassess and we ask these questions, then we know so much more and we are so much more empowered. And empowerment is inside work. I can't empower you. No one can. I call bullshit on any coach who says I empower people to X. That's not what you do. Empowerment is inside work. Expansion is inside work. I hope to guide, lead, mentor, inspire, all of those wonderful things, but I am not the one that empowers you. You do that when you show up for yourself. And by choosing to show up today in this space, you are choosing to give yourself just a little moment of awareness and joy. And maybe you don't even know why you're here or why you stayed. Maybe you're just scrolling through Substack or TikTok or LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever, and you stumbled upon this live show. Well, you came for a reason. Maybe you don't know what it is, but I think you're going to find it before you leave. So today's topic is perfectionism is a bullshit. Okay, how many of my type A's got all wiggly about that, right? You, we all, society teaches us to sort of worship at the altar of perfectionism. Don't fuck up. Don't make mistakes. Get it right all the time. And then we hear things all the time like, oh, failure is just part of the learning process. It's you can't fail without, or you can't be successful without failing. All of that. We hear it, but we don't embody it. We don't believe it because the world has taught us that that's okay for everyone else. But if we fuck up, it's over. If we don't get it right, it's over. If you don't get it right, you're not worthy. You're useless. No one will pay attention to you anymore. And y'all, it is not healthy. I would go so far as to say that over planning leads to more disappointment than just about anything else because it keeps you stuck. You stay in this space of, oh, but once I have it perfect, I'll start, I'll go, I'll try this, I'll do this. It doesn't really work that way. Life doesn't work that way. Business doesn't work that way. Creativity doesn't work that way. What does work is getting started. Now, I love a good outline, a good project plan. I love some good organization, but also with a little bit of a grain of salt, with some flexibility. So I've written a couple of books. I am working on another book right now. You can Substack, you can see it over my shoulder. Buck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap. I think you can see it on YouTube and LinkedIn also, but I don't think you can see it on TikTok. I'm working on a new book right now. And the first thing I did was create an outline. I love something to work off of, but I know that there's going to be a lot of moving parts. I have big projects. I have my Costa Rica retreat coming up. We have outlines, we have plans, but also with flexibility. In to work with me, what I do is I get to know them. I peel back the onion layers and figure out what their limiting beliefs are, what emotions are getting in the way of wherever it is that they want to go. And then we play, we experiment with different ways that they can shed what they no longer want or what no longer serves them and step into who they truly are and the gifts that they give to the world. That is something you can have. You do that, but you cannot do that if you are expecting yourself to be perfect all the time and to never make a mistake, because that's just not a possibility. If you wait for the perfect moment to get started, you're probably going to be waiting forever because you've already set yourself up to think that the perfect moment never comes. You're already letting yourself down. I am a big, big fan of small, intentional action steps, little bitty things that you can do that get your momentum flowing, that get you started, get you out of your comfort zone so that you can say yes to yourself, so that you can expand in new ways. I want you to let go of this notion that you know exactly how everything's going to turn out because you don't. You can't. We think we can control everything, but we cannot control everything. We don't have that power. And actually thinking you know how everything's going to go, that puts you in a binary space. There are blinders on when you do that. You don't leave space for possibility or hope or new opportunities or new things that you're learning, new awarenesses. Letting go of what you think you know for sure and opening up to possibility, to exploration, to play, to possibility is going to change the game no matter what it is you want to do. Hey, John, welcome. The Plan Thoroughly crowd, I love you, but it's a little outdated. It isn't that we don't need you. We need organization. Organization is awesome. I have an OBM. I love her. I say, here are my big grand dreams. How do I make them come true? And she gives me some stuff to do, some steps, some outlines, right? She helps with tech. She helps me figure out how to organize my brain, but we have to stay open to possibility. Planning thoroughly sometimes keeps us very, very, very stuck. So there's this old saying, ready, aim, fire, right? Get ready, take your aim, and then make your shot. I want you all to think about switching that up and instead do ready, fire, aim. Get ready, shoot your shot, try something, gather information from trying it, learn new things, and then aim more thoroughly and go, okay, this is what worked. This is what didn't work. I liked this part. I didn't like that. I want more of this. I don't want more of that. I reached this audience, not this one. That's surprising. I didn't expect it. Whatever it is. I hit my writing goal. I didn't. Whatever it is. And then recalibrate. That's actually a key component in the Brave method. So the Brave method is my framework, my structure for supporting clients, for dreaming, designing, building, and actually having a life that you are in love with because you have the right to that. You deserve that. You were born worthy of that. My book, Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap, breaks down the Brave method. But the R in Brave is the three R's: reassessment, reframing, and resilience. Reassessment, reframing, and resilience. You have to look at what's happening and be honest about it. Reassessment is game changing. I'm on podcasts all the time. I guest on people's shows. I do workshops for people in different communities all the time. And they'll say, what is the one thing we can start doing right now that would make a tremendous difference? And my answer is always, always going to be checking in with yourself and reassessing and reframing. What is actually happening? What do I like what's happening? Do I want what's happening? Do I like who I am in this moment, the way I feel in this moment? Do I want more of it or less of it? Right? You cannot know what direction to go, what things to shift and what things to change if you are not checking in with yourself consistently. You deserve that. Now, we get really scared to do that. I understand that that can be a frightening thing to do because we're not always sure we're going to like what we find when we pause and do that introspective work. But it gives you awareness, and awareness is knowledge, and knowledge is power. You are the only thing in the world that you can control. There's so much shit going on all the time, and you can't control any of that. The only thing you can control, and if you've been here before, you know the answer, your own thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors. That's it. The only thing you can control are your own thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors. So, where do you want to start? Do you want to be in charge of your own life? Do you want to be the main character in your own story? Or you just want to be a passenger and just let shit happen to you and just ride the waves, right? I want to be in control of my own life. There's always something you can shift or change to be in control, even if the only thing you're shifting or changing is your mindset about a situation. You are not stuck unless you want to be. And when we overplan, we get stuck really easily. We get stuck because we think we don't have enough information to start yet, or we're not sure we're ready, or people won't like it, or whatever the story is. And the truth is, planning then becomes a crutch. It really does. It can keep you in this loop of overthinking and waiting for permission, waiting for permission. How many of you struggle with waiting for permission? Let's just pause right here, right now. I gave you permission to start the thing, to try the thing, to believe in yourself, to say no, to say yes. But the truth is, you don't need permission from me. You need permission from yourself. Give yourself permission to start, to try, to make mistakes, to ask for support, to set a boundary, to say no, to say yes. And when I say give yourself permission, I mean, really do it. Give yourself permission. Get out a piece of paper and a pencil and write it down. Give yourself permission. See what happens. Because all of a sudden, that starts to shift you on a neurological level. You start to think, maybe I can try it. Maybe I can do it. And it's beautiful. Listen, folks, it is time to do the thing. Launch the project, start the podcast, start writing the book, send the pitch, whatever it is, you have the right to start right now. You don't need more information. You don't need more knowledge. You don't need more support. Get started, but make it slow, right? You're going to learn 100 times faster by putting it out there, ready, fire, aim approach, and seeing what happens, making mistakes, reassessing, learning from it, adjusting things. You're going to learn so much more from that approach. The bravest leaders, the best leaders, don't think they're bulletproof. And they don't wait until they think they know everything. They trust themselves to take imperfect action, to learn, to reiterate, to try it again, to do it differently, right? That's what great leaders do. And I'm really curious, what are you aiming at? Hmm? What could happen if you pulled that trigger today and just figure it out a little bit along the way? I would support you. If you send me a message, I will support you. What I love to do. Join me on Tuesdays for Ask Me Anything office hours. And we can talk about whatever this big, bold, brave thing that you want to start is. And we can figure out what your first step is and how you can get out of your own way. All right. Keeping it very short and simple today. I'm going to pull a Create Brave card. This is a deck of manifestation cards that I co created with my beautiful friend, Rachel Swanson. Manifestation isn't a thing that you desire and it just magically appears. No, no, no. Manifestation is declaring something and then shifting the way you show up in the world to make it happen. And the Create Brave cards are here to just help you call yourself on your own bullshit, to think about things in unique ways so that you can step out of fear and into bravery, so that you can get started, so that you can shift the way you show up into the world to make things happen. So I'm going to shuffle these cards, and this is going to be a message for us today. We're talking about getting started, how perfectionism is a trap. It's a bus. You don't have to. Oh, there we go. Y'all, this cards are always so on point, and I love it. And I have to just say to my hi Margaret, my Substack fam here. You guys are always on my iPad, and the setup is not great, and I'm not always looking right at the camera. Thank you for hanging out with me and not bailing because the setup's not perfect. It's a little tricky around here. The card we got is commitment. By showing up for myself and others, I build a firm foundation for success. Commitment. See, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to be all that ready. Commit and start. One of my favorite quotes, and it's actually still on my website. It's been on my website for like 20 years. What if I fail? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? You can't risk fly. If you risk flying, then you risk failing. You've got to try. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to expand. You've got to give yourself wings. No one's going to give you the wings. No one's going to give you the wings. No one's going to give you peace. No one's going to give you joy. This is inside work. You have to give these things to yourself. You have to choose them for yourself. That's what I'm telling people all the time. I'm hosting a retreat next January in Costa Rica. And I have worked really hard to make this retreat accessible to people all over the place, right? So we have retreat prices start at $2,900, which is so good for 6 days, all inclusive. And they go up from there. I want people to be able to say yes to themselves. And it's a reminder that this is not going to find you. Rest is not going to find you. Peace is not going to find you. Internalized joy and well being, those things aren't going to be like, oh, hey, I'm here. Aren't you so glad? Aren't you so glad now? You have to create them. You have to seek them. You have to find these moments. You have to embody them. And that does start with a commitment. So, what's your commitment today? Are you committing to yourself, to loving yourself a little more, to just getting started on something, to asking, oh, Jeanette, hello, my love. How nice to see you. Um, what can you commit to today that's just small, intentional, bite sized, but will get you started? Let you out of the perfectionism trap. Let you out of the thinking you have to know everything trap. What do you want to do today to get started? I want to know. You can let me know. I want to thank you so much for being here, for making the time to show up for yourself. And for me, if I can support you in any way, please know I'm always here to do that. On Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Central, I host open office hours, Ask Me Anything office hours. They're totally free. You just have to register so that you can get the link. Come in and ask your questions. Let's do that. If you want to know more about your human design, you can pull a free human design chart right now on my website. Go to vickeryandco.com/humans-design, or just go to vickeryandco.com and you'll see it in the drop down menu. Get your free human design chart. Start getting to know yourself really well right now, because you are worthy of knowing. You are worthy of living into your highest, most aligned self. You were born worthy. If you've got some subconscious programming that's just fucking with you, right? Negative thought patterns, beliefs, behaviors, emotions, we can shift that through subconscious NLP work. So reach out, let me know. And if you are ready to say yes to yourself in a big way, take time for yourself, take time to prioritize your rest, your internal reflection, all of that, consider joining me in Costa Rica in January of 2026. I am happy to answer all of your questions. This is going to be an experience like no other, from anti-inflammatory, delicious gourmet food to indigenous practitioners to connecting with the earth, forest bathing, grounding, healing ceremonies, all of these wonderful things. I would love to have you with us. We only have a few spots left, and when they're gone, they're gone. If you're curious, reach out to me right now. And then this is Live with Heather Vickery. I'm here every single Thursday at 12 p.m. Central with a new way that you can step out of fear and into bravery, so that you can be the main character in your life, so that you can lead from embodied joy, because you are born worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Say yes to yourself. Give yourself that gift. So I'm Heather Vickery, and I'm reminding you today and every day to choose yourself bravely, because you're worth it. Thanks for hanging out. I really look forward to connecting with you all again soon, and maybe seeing some of you in Costa Rica. Join me on Tuesday for Ask Me Anything office hours. Take care. Have a great rest of the week. Bye, pals. Hey. One by one, I shut everything down. I always do TikTok last. I'm going to give my Substack a little bit of love. Hi, guys. Okay, so I don't know. Are any of you super wonderful tech folk? And can you tell me a better way to set this up? So I've got my iPad here, my phone here, my computer here, and I'm on all these different platforms. And y'all are so lovely. I feel like I'm treating you like my redheaded stepchild by like never looking at you, and you only get like half my face. But I want to be here because I'm enjoying the Substack community so much. I get so much pleasure and joy out of being in community with all of you. I see Margaret is here. Margaret is a new friend. We're going to do a live together. I think it's next week. Um, so thank you for staying, even though the tech end of this maybe isn't as fabulous as some other people do. I'm just me. I'm a one-woman show. I'm doing my thing. I'm running my business. I don't have, a huge thing You love this setup. My first impression was friendly and professional. I don't know who you are, but I love heartfelt boundaries in general. So thank you for that. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. And it's a good reminder that it doesn't have to be perfect to be valuable. So that fits in really nicely. Thank you for letting me know that it's a good setup. Um, okay, you guys, I'm gonna head out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see y'all soon. Take care. Bye.